those two documents right there in front of you. One of them shows the name of someone who performed the best in sales at the bank CIBC in Montreal, Canada. Top performer, Felipe Medina, that's me. The other one, which is also me, is basically a certificate that shows best in quality. But what is modern slavery really about nowadays? Why are these big corporations hiring, you know, individuals who are currently attending school like me and abusing them as much as they want? True, people need a job to survive, and that's what me and millions do worldwide. But it's a pyramid. The people on top take advantage of the people at the bottom. The whole point of it is to go on top. I'm not saying go on top of the bank, but go on top of what you want to do and succeed. As a film studies student, um, eventually I see myself producing, acting, directing films, whether in Canada or in the States, Hollywood or Toronto. But I just wanted to show what really happens when modern slavery takes over the planet. They say slavery is over. Well, it's not. Imagine working in a place where people call you day and night because your credit cards are messed up. They lost them, they forgot their pins, they want increases, and they fight and struggle with you day and night. And then you have abusive managers who just tell you to sell no matter what. And if you don't sell, you're out. Luckily for me, I've been top performer for 3-4 months in the entire place. So I have no problem with it. I do have a problem with the fact that it becomes modern slavery. March 1st, 2015. Sorry, 2016. I woke up with a huge migraine today. I wasn't even able to go to work because how can you deal with people when you have, when you're not feeling well, when you're not completely there? The reason why is because even though I perform and I've maxed out my quip, which is basically the amount of sales that you do in the bank, mine was maxed out completely twice. Twice I maxed it out, so twice I got 2,600, which is basically my commission, what I'm supposed to get back from the bank. And guess what? Because of modern slavery and abusive managers who find a way or try to find ways not to give you back what you've earned, what you worked so hard for, I didn't get it. Twice I didn't get it. I was gonna use that money to pay for my books for school. It's a shitty feeling because now I feel disappointed, and I do feel like I'm a slave, and I refuse to be a victim, and I refuse to be a slave, and this cannot continue. I'm taking legal action against the bank because they're just abusive people who tell you to sell and do this in return for this, and then at the end they find a way so you will not get the money because they don't want to give you the money. It happened to me and other people, other employees as well, and I refuse to be a victim. That cannot continue. Last night there was only 2 people taking care of half of the people in Canada. It was me and this guy taking care of like a whole bunch of people. That doesn't make any sense. So they don't have enough employees to cover, busy days like a Saturday. Today when I woke up I had a massive migraine. I thought I was gonna commit suicide. And if I don't find a solution to this, I'm probably gonna end up committing suicide. Nah, that wouldn't happen. I'm too good looking and I'm too good to be doing stuff like that. Bottom line, um, modern slavery definitely affects who you are, physically, mentally. It drains you. That's what they do. That's what these people do. That's what big companies do. The people on top make all the money, and then the people at the bottom get excited about a percentage they're supposed to get, and at the end they don't get it because they don't feel like giving it to you. And when you have a problem, like when you have too much schoolwork, like me, when you're overloaded and you ask for help, they tell you you're gonna have to choose after after the fact that I made them so much money. I made them so much fucking money, and they just don't appreciate. That's what modern slavery does nowadays. It's completely fucked. March 2nd, 2016. What's going on? I can tell you now that basically the psychological and mental abuse of modern slavery definitely affects everything in your body. It affects who you are, the way you think, the way you act, the way you behave in society, how you interact with people. It affects your school. It affects um, relationships with your family, friends, whatever. You're not the same. Knowing that you're a victim and knowing that you're being abused and nobody really cares because that's what modern slavery is. That's why it's called modern slavery. You become a slave. You're slaved by a company, but because it's modern times, we just don't see it as slavery. They say slavery is over. Well, it's not. Let me tell you, slavery is not over. I think I'm one of the millions worldwide who actually faces and has lived modern slavery. Definitely one of the toughest jobs has to be the one relating people. When you handle people, it's the toughest job in the world, and it fucking sucks because people are crazy. People fucking suck. They're fucked in the head. I'm not the crazy one. It's everybody else. So definitely, modern slavery can affect the way you behave, the way you interact. You may end up with, like, I don't know, a nervous breakdown, suicidal thoughts, depression, anxiety. All of these things really affect who you are. And me as a student in film, I'm not gonna let that happen because it will definitely affect my career. And guess what? I was born to conquer the world. I was born to rule the world and be successful and be somebody, and I will be. So, fuck you, big companies. Fuck modern slavery. And just, if you are being abused by an employer or a company, speak up and don't let them do it. They don't have the right to do it. And at the end, they cannot kill you. They're just humans like you. They're just on a power trip. That's the only reason why they feel they can get away with so much. So don't let them abuse you. Don't let them take control of you. Take control of yourself. Be who you are and who you're meant to be. Prove them that you're not afraid and you will be fine. On that note, guys, I'll see you next time for another episode. This is Modern Slavery, the documentary, and we'll continue talking about it more into details. But on that note, I'll see you guys soon. Check the site, falsa.net. See you soon. Bye. And what happens when people cross the line and you're completely completely drained in a depression that doesn't go away, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, and other symptoms that are not normal for a human being. Symptoms who can only be acquired or obtained under a very stressful environment that is inflicted by modern slavery. Modern slavery affects millions and millions all over the planet, as already mentioned, and it also takes a deep, deep, deep outcome when it comes to your health. If you let people abuse you, you may end up with insomnia and taking pills like Ativan to go to sleep. Or what about pills for the post-traumatic stress like mirtazapine? Or perhaps you're going to end up with a multi-bipolar disorder and you're going to have to be taking promozidine or Prozac. What about trips to a psychologist and a doctor because you don't feel like yourself anymore? You feel suicidal. You feel drained. You feel bad about yourself. Nothing makes sense. You're afraid of life and succeeding in the world. And most of all, you fear people because people bring you down. They take advantage of you. And yet, they get away with it. They cannot get away with it. Not this time.